Coops, tell me why Queensland are going to win. And by the way, I disagree.
Well, Matthew, I think historically game one's always tight, low scoring. I think New South Wales have picked a tough, consistent team, defensive orientated. But I question where the points are going to come from for New South Wales. So I think if Queensland matched that high completion rate, doing all the right things, good defensive team, I think it's going to be a close contest. It'll get down to like the 70th minute. And I just like the fact that if it gets deep at 70 minutes, I think the key players for New South Wales will start hesitating, second-guessing. And I think someone like Reese Walsh will just go bang.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like the game is set for it's going to be this slugfest, back and forth, back and forth. I just think Reese Walsh has that ability just to go, you know what, stuff it, I'm going for it type thing. Because pressure does different things to different people.
Sure.
And I just feel like the New South Wales key indicators will go, uh-oh, I don't know what to do here, whatever. And I think Reese is just going to go...
And that's a big thing for Madge, isn't it? Like, as Coops, for Queenslanders, when you get picked, it's like, you're in the bosom of Queensland, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain security that I believe that you blokes feel. New South Wales, when you go into New South Wales, and I kid you not, you're going, man, if we get beat, I'm probably going to be on the scrap heap, and that's a big weight.
Well, whether it's your bosom or anyone's, it doesn't really matter because Origin will make you second guess. Like, it has this ability when it comes down to those fine moments to say, are you man enough to make a play here? Because historically shows that it will come down to a play. And I just feel like Maguire's gone with a team that is tough, will compete and will hold their gloves up for long periods of time. But just when it comes to that, where's the experience come from? You've got Robson, Luai, Hines, or now Tedesco, which is. But then the Queensland spine is Cherry Evans. You've got Ben Hunt and Harry Grant who can do it. Walsh has the ability to do it. Dearden, well, he's solid.
The last two series, as a New South Welshman, I had that sort of gut feel, a sense of impending doom. I'm so confident this time around, Coops.
Why? Like, give me the doomsday scenario first. Like, why? And then why is it?
Just something about the side. I don't know. It was just gut feel. I just felt like it wasn't going to be both series that the sides you guys had, and we were sort of undecided on certain players, and there were players that were picked, and people were going, "Hang on a second, what's going on?" Then they were dropped, and there was just a lot of instability. The age-old saying is New South Wales don't get state of origin like Queensland get it. Now there's an element of truth in that, Coops. But I think, and I said this last week, I said, I think the Madge has picked, I want to say a very Queensland side, I'm not going to say that, but an origin tough side.
Well, that's their style to win, right? But what happens if Queensland does that? What happens if Queensland match New South Wales with all those key indicators of toughness and high percentage plays and origin plays?
Yes.
It's going to come down to something.
Well, I think, look, the bottom line is, Coops, Madge has picked a side, in my opinion, that with 5-10 minutes to go, the game is at the very least going to be in the balance. That's the thing I think about. And oftentimes, Coops, like New South Wales, and it's been proven, oftentimes we'll pick on talent.
As opposed to
on form, and I think form is an important thing, but sometimes, you've got to pick guys you really trust and know can elevate themselves, and athleticism, size and whatnot. I think Madge's surprise selections this time around, and Freddie had some surprise selections, but they were out there. Where Madge's surprise selections to a certain degree, Cameron McGuinness, 13, Reese Robson, the 9, I'm backing that they'll be our best players.
You know what you're going to get, right? Whereas the other outside selections are a bit, this could be interesting. They're not interested, they're goers.
So, and the thing about it is, like, when you talk about Queensland, and I'm going to talk about two blokes here, and I mean this in the greatest respect because I played alongside these two blokes and they were just fantastic. I played with passion. But if you looked at historically how New South Wales picked their teams, I just wonder how many Origin games Billy Moore and Gary Larson would have played. You know what I mean? Like, and you guys picked them because of that passion, because of character, because of toughness.
Yeah, that's absolutely
and
right.
and I think I look at this and I just see a lot of those traits in the team that Madge has picked.
You're right, because through that time when, Thurston, Smith, Slater, Lockyer were dominating, the mainstays of that side were someone like Tony Carroll, Nate Miles, Dallas Johnson. All that kind of stuff. So you're right, but that needs to be that toughness needs to be complemented with some point scoring ability, some game breaking and match winning plays.
Yeah, huge game for in the career of Nico Hines, no doubt. Who's the player in our team that not so much fear, but the one you're thinking about a lot?
Payne Haas. Ever since this whole Origin series has come to light, Payne Haas for me is the guy that I would be if I'm Billy Slater. I would want to stop. Because if you stop Payne Haas, I think Cam McGuinness and Jake Travojevic, the other starting middles, you let them go. Isaiah Yeo will come on. And then you got Spencer Leniu, who's hard to handle. He'd be pocket rocket in and out. I just feel like Payne Haas is going to be on the field for a long period of time. And if Robson, Luai and Hines are going to get a quick play of the ball, I think it comes from Payne Haas. He's the guy that can, with one run, create havoc, chaos, quick play the ball, and they're off. And Luai and Hines are going to need a fair amount of quick play the balls for them to feel confident.
Harry Grant worries me off the bench here. If we start losing the yardage battle when Harry comes on, then the bleeding begins for us. I think for New South Wales, the lesser evil is giving away some 6 agains rather than giving you guys fast rucks.
Yeah, and he's starting now to control Origin, understand his influence. He was good last time for the Melbourne Storm and that, so he's in good nick at the moment.
Key matchup?
Well, if Payne Haas is the guy, I think Carrigan versus Payne Haas. So Origin was built on mate versus mate, state versus state. What Arthur Beaton did in 1980 is the reason why Origin is what it is today. And he did what he did in that scrum, the Cronin, I think it was. And if there's one guy in the Queensland pack who can stop Payne, I think it's Carrigan. I truly think it is. I think he makes this personal, and this is coming from a halfback that sits back and tries to stay away from the chaos. I think these two are just going to butt heads for a long time in the middle of the field, and I think Carrigan's got the ability to overpower him.
Carrigan's got it because oftentimes that was Tino. Tino would take it up.
Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. And when Payne Haas has been out for the Broncos this year, Carrigan stood up. I feel like he's ready to launch, and I think that, for me, is the key matchup.
For me, it's New South Wales defence versus Reese Walsh. Because, as you said, in this game we've got these tough, hard-working guys, great yardage men. Reese is that X factor.
What would you be doing to nullify?
I'd be defending him outside in. I'd be, because Coop, in this game, this is going to be a tricky game for fullbacks. Tricky game for outside. It's going to be wet. They're saying it's going to be slippery. It's going to be hard to get a purchase on the ball. You know what it's like. And those Sydney Origins and Melbourne Origins are different to Queensland State of Origins. Advantage defence, and I would defend him outside in. I would rush him, not give him time. It's a big night. It's a huge test for the New South Wales defence, but it's a big night for Reese as well. This is as I said before, this is going to be tricky conditions.
And I think the best person in the corner of Reese Walsh is Billy Slater. Like he is. There's not a thing that Reese will confront in his career from here on out that Billy hasn't experienced. I'm telling you, he's walked basically the path that Reese is trying to get.
He could not have a better mentor.
He will understand outside in defence. He will understand the kicking games of Nico and Luai. I'm pretty certain that Nico and Luai will kick the ball as high as possible, and the centres for New South Wales and the back rows will fly down and try and rattle the cage of Reese early on. But he has to pick his times. He needs to be tough. He needs to be resilient. And, I think Billy will understand. That's why I think this game will be set up for someone at the back end, because Billy will say, hey, listen, these guys are going to come for you. Don't get frustrated early on. Build your game. There will be an opportunity when fatigue comes into this contest and they will be thinking, please, Reese, don't run. And then this is the time that you should run. So he'll be doing all those things. He won't be trying to throw that risky pass early on. Coming
around on those sweep shapes and looking for double cutouts.
I think he's happy to get rattled a couple of times. And then later in the game, he'll go, oh, OK, I'm coming now, and then he'll get that time to play.